All right, folks. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at this MFJ switching power supply. It's the MFJ-4225. I've had this power supply for about 8 years, and it's seen a lot of use in that time. And one of the things that drives me a little crazy about it is when I first turn it on, the power supply is pretty noisy from a fan standpoint. So there's a fan right inside of here. And the fan we'll turn it on so you can hear it. The fan is pretty loud for a few minutes and then it starts to settle down. But as you use it, every now and then the fan starts to make some more noise again. And I just assumed that something in the fan is broken or busted or worn out. It didn't do that when I first got it, and it started to develop the problem over time. I really like this supply. So what I did is I invested in a little bit of a nicer fan. This is a Noctua. It's an 80 millimeter fan, and it says it's a premium fan. It was about 16 bucks. So these things aren't cheap, but I don't mind investing a little bit of money into this power supply because I've had it for so long, and I imagine I'll have it for a few more years. You can get cheaper fans, but I didn't want to put one in here that was going to make noise and have the same problem. So anyhow, let me get this fired up so you can hear it, and we'll be right back. All right, we are plugged in, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this on. And let me do this so you can see it. And I think you could probably hear that. Let me move the microphone. And as you can see, that's a little bit annoying. Another thing that I'm going to mention is that you probably can't tell. Sometimes one of these lamps is a little bit dimmer than the other, but it doesn't seem to be doing it right now. So I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to take this case off, and we're going to see, like I mentioned, this is 8 years old, so there's probably 8 years of dust and fester in here. So we're going to have to clean it out. Let me go ahead and get the screwdriver. All right, let's see what we have in here. Remember, no judging. Let's flip this over. So we got some dirt and some fester in here. Not too bad. I was expecting a lot worse. And there's a little bit in there. Here's the fan, and so that shouldn't be too painful to remove. All right, well, we're going to take the fan out, and then we're going to go blow this thing out and see what happens. Let me just go ahead. There's 2 screws right here for the fan, so let me just go ahead and pop those out right now. All right, and there seems to be some wires running across the top of this that is actually zip tied into the fan, so I'm going to have to clip those. And I guess the good thing of having a messy desk is I have tools on it. And here's the fan. And there is a little bit of goo on there. Let's see where this wire runs. Okay, so this wire is actually part of, it's zip tied into this right here. So I gotta cut this one off. And then it's zip tied into here. And then it's zip tied into here. Uh-oh. And it comes down and it plugs into this jack right here. Let's see about getting that thing off. And that came off pretty easy. And you can see that it's just a little simple wiring harness there. Hopefully they have the same one on the Noctua. So here's the bad fan, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of that. All right, let me blow the dust out of this thing and I'll be right back. All right, we blew all the dust out and now we're going to open up this thing. There you can see the fan inside, and ooh, it is nice looking. Here's the fan, and it comes with, looks like some plastic screws that we're not going to use. And let's see what all this is. So this looks to be some sort of jumper cable. And the last thing I want to do is read the instruction manual. Here is another one. And these have 3 prongs on there. So let's see what we have here. And this looks like it connects to a regular PSU for a computer. This one has 3 prongs as well. So here it is, and then here are some mounting screws, and I guess we can just throw those in the parts bin. And this looks to be, I shouldn't have thrown the other fan because now I don't know what size we're looking at here. But this looks to be about the right size. So let me just take a quick look at these and figure out how we're going to connect this, and I'll be right back. All right, folks, so what I did is I plugged this into the fan pin connector here. And I just used the red and the black. I did it in orientation. It only plugged in the red and black wires for the fan. The yellow one's not plugged in. And then when I go ahead and I flip this on, we have a quiet working fan. So what I'm going to do is turn this off. And I'm going to mount it this way so that it blows air out of the body of this. And so what it'll do is it'll pull air in one side, blow it out the other. And let me unplug this and we'll be right back. Okay, and I imagine this is going to be the most difficult part, is getting this fan situated in here with all the wires running around it the way it was with the other fan. And that is in there. And let me slide this over, and that is in there. And that wasn't too bad. And so what I want to do is I want to reuse the screws that we had. And so let me put this one on here. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to get some zip ties and we're going to zip this thing all together. All right, so if I remember correctly, these wires here were all zip tied together. And if I remember correctly, these were all zip tied here using that fan hole. There we go. And I believe the same was true over here. When you do all this stuff with the camera in your face and all that, it makes it a lot harder. All right, and I believe we had a zip tie over here. All right, it looks good as new, or maybe better than new. Let me plug it in, and we're just going to make sure it works before we put the case on. Uh-oh, did you hear that? Picking up a little noise. Well, that's not good. But let me get this straight. I think we're making progress here. All right, let's go ahead and get the case on. Okay, we are back together, and let me just go ahead and turn this on. And it's significantly quieter, and I am much happier. Let me go ahead and turn that off, and we'll wrap up the video. So that's really going to do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. This repair was simple enough that anybody can do it. I appreciate you watching. Thanks, and take care.